All right, guys, thanks for joining me on this edition of Hats and Beards. It's a little series I've kind of started just for the fun of it because I think that those two things go together so well. And if you're looking for a way to spice up your image, change your style, you might want to consider all the different kinds of headwear that you can try to just mix things up a little bit. So what I'm attempting to do here is present options to you that you might not have thought of. Okay, instead of just wearing the standard baseball cap, you might want to look at maybe some of the things I've suggested so far: the trilby, the pork pie, now today the docker. Okay, the docker actually goes under many different names. If you didn't know, the dock worker's cap, the deck cap, the sailor's beanie, the fisherman's beanie, the longshoreman's cap, which is my favorite name for this cap, by the way, because it sounds very literary, very manly. It looks cool written down too, by the way, and it probably sounds weird, but it's true. The longshoreman's cap. It's also called the peakless cap, the brimless cap. And then another name for this is the Meeky Docker cap. Okay, but before I get any further, I do want to thank the No Cap store for sending these two hats today to me: the landlord, which is what I'm wearing on my hat, the landlord docker, and the smiley docker. Okay, I'm going to talk. That's the only thing I can talk about is these two, but I'm in love with them. Okay, but I do want to thank No Cap for sending them to me so I could present them to you. And I'll provide a link and a code at the end of this video, or you can just skip on down to the description if you want to. But I think you're going to like these. I think they have about 12 different styles. They vary just a little bit. They have many different colors, and the prices vary also, but just fractionally. So I think they have a really good thing that you might want to check out. So the history of the docker cap is not real extensive. Some sources say they go back 100 years. Others say a couple hundred years. But it's believed that they originated in Brittany, France, which is where they called them the Meeky Docker cap. Meeky, I don't know why, because I've looked that up, and a lot of different cultures have adopted that word, and it means something different to everybody, it seems like. And I certainly can't pin it down with a French definition of that word, but it is what it is, the Meeky Docker cap. It's kind of cool too, but I think I'll stick with the docker, or the longshoreman's cap. So anyway, they did, like I said, they did send me this one called the landlord and this other one called the smiley, which is pretty cool. I got compliments on this one yesterday. A couple ladies saw me wearing this and they said, "I really like your cap. I've never seen one of those before." And they just kept making comments about it, and I was happy about that. And this one's kind of more like almost like a canvas type material. This one feels a little more like corduroy. Both very, very comfortable. And the characteristics of these caps are as such. They're very round. They're 6-paneled, so that they spread across the head very easy, and make it very comfortable. A button at the top. Docker caps do not have a visor, if you've noticed. They do not have a visor, but they do have a cuff that goes all the way around, and the hat sits above the ears. And the reason why the docker sits above the ears is so that the dock workers or the people working on deck could hear everything going on around them, whether they be waves or whether they be orders that are called out. It could be grueling work in either scenario, and they needed to know what was going on all the time. They didn't want to have their ears covered. So these would be cuffed and they would be above the ears. They are visorless because they didn't want the wind catching it and blowing it away. Okay, so that's why you see them the way that you do. Now, there is an adjustable strap in the back on both of these. This one looks like this right here, and this is how this one appears on the back of that. That's a beautiful hat, by the way. You'll see a patch on the side of this right here. It was kind of common when I was looking this up. It's kind of common that dock workers, fishermen, sailors oftentimes had a patch like this on the side that would give identifying information on the side of it for whatever reason. And not all of their dockers have this, but this one actually does have this on the side. And actually, if you go to their website, you're going to see something on the side of almost all of their hats. So they have something there in lieu of a patch. But I really like this one with the patch. It's pretty cool. Kind of, it looks like a throwback. It looks vintage. But anyway, this has just been a really fun hat. I guess the Dockers originally were made of virgin wool. I'm not really sure how many virgins had to die for those, but nonetheless, I thank them for their sacrifice. And the wool actually kept their heads very warm. Now you can find Dockers in many kinds of different materials, regardless of who makes them. You can still find them in wool. You can find them in leather. You can find them like this corduroy material, this canvas material. And you name it. You name it. You can think of it. Someone's made it. Someone's made it. But if you want to know a great way to wear these, I would say pick up a snazzy pair of sunglasses like this. And yeah, I think a round pair of sunglasses would look best with these. Don't you? I don't know. I think anything could do. I think the important thing is that you wear a beard with this cap. I mean, it looks very fisherman-like, doesn't it? I think so. I mean, you got to play the part. You got to play the role. You got to do it well. Anyway, that's my suggestion. Get a nice pair of sunglasses, and put your Dockers cap on. And it feels great. Honestly, here's the thing, guys. It is getting cool in Florida now. Not as cold as where you might be. But I find myself wearing this all day, whether I'm inside or outside, at home or out and about. I don't care. I love this on my head. It's so nice. Now, there are some pros and some cons. Well, there is a con. There's pros and a con to this hat. I say con because I can only think of one. There's only one con to this. It doesn't really provide any shade. I mean, it does keep the sun directly off your head, okay? But the purpose of the hat was really to keep you warm, to stay off your ears, and to stay in your head so it wasn't blowing away, which is why it's, like I said, visorless. But it's not going to shade you like a hat with a brim around it. But baseball caps don't have a brim. They just have a visor. And that's kind of how they fit, is like a baseball cap. I think this is way more comfortable than a baseball cap. But the pros, I think, to having this hat are these right here. I've written them down so I wouldn't forget. Was the fact that they are stylish. You could probably, if you look at all the different kinds they have, all the different colors, you can use your imagination and think, what could I wear this with? Where could I wear it at? And the sky is the limit. And like I said, because a lot of people haven't seen them, they're gonna say, where'd you get that? I really like that. I might get one of those for myself. And the fact that it doesn't have a visor means that you can kiss your wife or your girlfriend, or your wife and your girlfriend, without doinking their head when you lean forward. So that's a plus. But what I also like is that they're so collapsible. I mean, look at that. They're collapsible. So you could stick them in your back pocket. You could stick them in your wife's purse. Then I have to do a series on beards and purses. No, I won't do that. I'll leave that to Dan C. Him and his wife could collab on that one. But yeah, I mean, you can really put these anywhere, and you don't have to worry about them wrinkling. You don't have to worry about them losing their shape, because they just pop right back up and you wear them. I love them. Like, this is just great. Oh, wait a minute, I'm not done. That's not the only thing. I just want to put this on so you can see what it looks like. Look, it matches my shirt. And you're probably thinking he's wearing that shirt because it matches the hat. Yep. I didn't know I had anything that would match it, but I finally found something. I said, I'm going to wear this one for the video. But yeah, that's pretty cool looking, isn't it? It's fun. It's a fun hat. So anyway, I'm going to put this one back on because I just really like it a lot. I've been wearing this other one for days now. So now I'm just going to enjoy this one. Anyway, so were there any other pros? Well, yeah, let me see. Let me pull my paper back out. Oh yeah, they're warm. They are warm. That doesn't mean that you couldn't wear them during the summertime. They do. I mean, I have seen some sites where makers make some breathable ones, but also they make a great gift. So if you want to give yourself a gift, you can do that. If you can think of anybody, men or women, that might get a kick out of having a hat like this, Christmas is coming up, birthdays, anniversaries, whatnot. Well, I mean, it wouldn't make a great anniversary gift, but let's face it, you really could get them this anytime. You don't have to have a reason either. But like I said, Christmas is coming up, and these are not going to break the bank. They won't expect it because they haven't thought of it, and they're going to appreciate it. And every time they wear it, they're going to think of you. But I think these are wonderful. Listen, No Cap set me up. What they did was they gave me a link. Okay, I'm going to provide that down in the description, and they gave me a code. You're going to be able to save 15%. 15% by using code Greg15 when you check out. Now, there are no minimum purchases required. None at all. And it's unlimited usage, so you can use this code over and over again. You know, some companies, they give you that one-time code and you can't ever use it again. So you gotta shoot your shots on that first order, but not with this one. You don't. You can use the code over and over again. That is great news. Okay. Also, they factor shipping in with it also. So even, you know, you're not going to get surprised when you get a discount. Oh, now you got to throw shipping in on top of it. The shipping's included. I mean, the discount is good for that likewise. So just think about that. Think about getting your Docker cap, add it to your wardrobe, and enjoy wearing it around. You know, I think you'll just have a lot of fun with it. It just might be something different to wear. So every time I do one of these things, every time I buy a hat, I wear the heck out of them like crazy. And my wife probably thinks I'm a child about the way I wear them. She's just, I'll be inside, we're watching TV. Why are you wearing your hat? Because I love it. I love this hat. It feels good. It feels good on my head. Leave me alone. Do I bother you about things? Don't answer that. I know she's going to watch this, and I really hope she doesn't leave a comment down below. You guys might learn a few things. You might learn things you didn't want to know. All right. I'm done. I'm going to leave now. But don't forget to visit the link down below and use my code. Treat yourself to something nice. I plan on ordering a whole bunch for myself too. You know what I love about this is that they're actually allowing me to use my own code. You know how many companies I have talked to that they give you a code and they go, yeah, but you can't use it for yourself. Okay. All right. My viewers can get a discount, but I can't. All right. Well, but no cap is not like that. They're cool. All right. I'm done for the second time. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate your time. Make sure you hit the notification bell because I will be uploading more videos like this. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. Like the video. I mean, that really does help. I know people say this all the time, but they're not lying when they say it. It's true. It does help. So, with that, I'm out. Have a great day.
What would we do with a drunken sailor? What would we do with a drunken sailor? What would we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises early in the morning. Shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty